This is my friend Bill. He's been sitting out here in the Chevy dealership waiting for delivery of his 2020 Corvette. You're going to have a long wait, buddy. Right at our garage and test facility. Let's roll out while we're driving today. And it looks like I'm still on the A list. They sent me a 2019 Lexus GS350. I know those aren't cheap. Especially if you've got the F-Sport version, that costs even more. I think this is a nice looking car, and I know some people will make comments about the grille being ugly, but I don't find it to be ugly. Especially in a world of look-alike vehicles, nothing looks like a Lexus, except a Lexus. Here's the side view. Looks pretty good in white. Reflects the heat pretty good in this hot sunny day. And the view from the rear, and I wonder if those exhausts are real or fake. We'll have to take a look later on and see. In addition to this vehicle, we also did videos on the 2019 Lexus GSF with the big V8, the Lexus GS350 Sport, along with the IS350, and our CF V8. We'll have links to those videos at the end of this video. Go to the end, click and watch. So now you're getting 5 Lexus tests for the price of 1, which is free. Nothing fake about this nice looking red leather interior. We'll be looking at that later too, but I like it. One of my favorite colors. Anything's better than black. Ugh. Roast you alive on a hot day. Let's go straight to the price sheet and see how much we're going to get charged here. There's your base price, but you know they're going to add a bunch of stuff we don't need but get. There you go, that's more like it. A whopping $1,160 for these triple beam headlights. Really? Let's take them out and see what they do in the dark. We'll do that right now. Well, it's dark enough. Let's take these fancy triple lights out and see what they do. Here we have the low beam on the building 100 feet away, or the pavement in front of the building. Not very much height here. Bright, but not much height. High beams, no problem. Low beam's okay for city driving. On the backcountry roads, I think you're going to need the high beams. Here we have the high beams on the building 300 feet away. Very bright. Good wide spread. Low beams again, very bright, but cut off around, I don't know, looks like 120 feet. So are these optional headlights worth the extra $1,100? I've driven both the standard and the optional, and to tell you the truth, I don't see that much difference overall. But if you get the F-Sport, they're going to make you buy these optional headlights, so you might as well just fork up the money and live with it. By the way, here's the heads-up display. You got to pay extra for that too. And illuminated door sills, you got to pay for that too, to remind yourself that you're driving a Lexus. If you don't see this, how would you know? $1,700 for the dynamic suspension with dynamic rear steering. Yeah, that's right, they say the rear wheels are steering themselves. Along with $500 charge for a limited slip differential on the rear end, we get $300 fee for these orange brake calipers. Hey, they do look pretty good. I don't mind being charged $1,400 for that 835 watt 17 speaker stereo system. But being charged $330 for a carpeted trunk mat, come on guys, $60,000 car and they're charging us for a trunk mat, really? They're going to charge us for a steering wheel next? I don't know why car makers do this, I really don't. But it does include a cargo net, whoopee. The GS350 F Sports, powered by 3.5 liter V6, a well-proven reliable engine in the Lexus and Toyota line. This one puts out 311 horsepower, rated 19 to 27 mpg, hooked to an 8-speed automatic. Other engines in the GS line, they have a 450h hybrid putting out 338 horsepower, a 2-liter turbo at 241 horsepower. The upgraded GSF with a monster 467 horsepower. I've driven that, it's pretty quick. All-wheel drive is available if you live where the roads are slick. This doesn't have it, nor would I want it, not in the desert. If you want to choose gears yourself, paddle shifters are mounted on the steering wheel where they belong and can be reached at all times in all positions, unlike the Italians who foolishly put them on the steering column, which is not a good place, where they can't be reached when taking corners. This is where they belong on the steering wheel. For driving, we have Eco mode, Normal mode, Sport, Sport Plus, or a customized feature. The newer Lexus models have a touchpad to control the infotainment system, where you use the tip of your finger, which I think kind of sucks, but we don't have to worry about that here because we have a controller stick, which is about 1,000,000 times easier to use. I wish they would go back to this on all the Lexus models. Just move the stick and pick what you want. If you want heated or air-conditioned seats, simple press of a button. The climate control system is pretty easy to use as well. A nice gauge cluster with lots of useful information on the left screen. You have some controls hidden behind the steering wheel, which are kind of awkward to reach, but if you know where they are and use your memory, you'll find them soon enough. This is the automatic headlight system, a stupid invention that I would never use for idiots. The quality materials and workmanship first rate, as you always get in a top-of-the-line Lexus. I did have one beef, which I do on many cars I get if you watch my videos. The rocker panels under the door, just way, way, way too wide. Look at this. In this area here, the dirt shelf, look at all that dirt. Gets on your pants. You might want to keep some rags in the trunk and wipe this down if you live where there's bad weather, especially snow, mud, sleet. It'll get on here. Clean it with a rag or clean it with your pants. This concludes the first half of our video, show and tell segment. Now we're going to take it out and do driving for the second half. Get some performance and fuel economy figures. Let's see, I guess these really are exhaust outlets. Years ago, when Lexus went from hydraulic power steering to electric power steering, they vowed to make sure it still felt hydraulic like the old days, and they succeeded. Lexus still has the best power steering around. Amazing the Germans can't copy this. Most of the power steering in their cars suck. Sad but true. As we do in all of my videos, we're going to take some mild speed bumps around 20 miles per hour and see how the suspension performs on an impact. All of our driving will be in the normal mode unless I say otherwise. Here comes bump number 1. Wow, smooth. Didn't feel or hear a thing. Number 2. This is one of the smoothest cars I've driven in years. Number 3 coming up. And the big nasty one. This should be interesting. Alright, felt that one a wee bit, but this is a very smooth, quiet car. And that was with tire pressures at 37 pounds. We're going to take a highway back road trip, see if we can get some good fuel economy figures and evaluate the performance, so don't go away. If you watch my videos, you know what's coming up next. Freddy the Frog. It's the water out here, makes him extra big. If you don't stop and say hi, it's bad luck. With a 0 to 60 time of just over 6 seconds, this vehicle's got plenty of guts. And taking tight corners on mountain roads, this vehicle hugs the road pretty good, especially having the Sport Plus mode. Although the fuel economy is dropping like a rock, that's what makes it fun. I'm not sure if the rear wheel steering's playing a part in this road holding ability, but it's doing the job, so that's all that counts. Very smooth ride too. Here's your highway mileage, cruising at 75 miles per hour. Oh, 27.2, sorry. So what's my take on this nice Lexus after a week of driving? Well, I do feel the price is kind of steep, and I'm not sure we really need that rear wheel steering system back there, or whatever it is. But then again, this is a very great car, and I enjoy driving it, and I really don't want to give it back, and that's saying something. Very nice. Here's some links to some other expensive vehicles we tested and videos on. Just click and watch.